hot peppers. Whoa! Sugar, vinegar, sterilized jar. Just shake it a little bit more. It for a month and wait. Hello! Please subscribe and click the bell. Today I want to show you one of my favorite recipes, and this is going to be the one for marinating hot peppers. And it's going to be in a way that preserves the taste and color for over a month. So let's get started. And first of all, I'm going to pick the peppers, but as they are hot, you need to put on the gloves. Otherwise, your hands might start burning, and if you touch any parts of your face, it will start burning too, so we don't want that. That's why I highly recommend you to put on the gloves. Here is the first bush of peppers. They are the green ones, and they are called double XL. And as you can see, they're so big, but they're still growing, so they're going to be even bigger. And there is definitely going to be more of them, as you can see. Well, as it's still green, you can still eat it, but if you wait for about a week, the peppers will be red. And as you can see, this bush has plenty of white flowers, and that's a perfect indication of more peppers coming. So we are definitely going to have more. So we are moving on to the next one, and as you can see, this bush is even bigger. That is why the bush needs extra support. That is why I used the stick and tied it up together with the bush itself. It's really easy to do. You just need to find some kind of a stick and place it into the ground. Really press it into the ground and just tie it up to the bush trunk. Well, of course, you can do without it, but if your bush needs extra support and if you don't want it to fall down, you'd better use a stick. So, and I've also got a different kind of peppers. Here is the next bush, just check it out. This one is called the bellow, and usually it ripens in around 110 or 120 days. The bush itself is nearly 70 centimeters high, and as you can see, the leaves are green and they are kind of middle-sized. And as this bush is pretty high, I also use the stick to tie it up together with the bush trunk, just to add extra support to it. So, and there is also one more bush. Let me just show it to you. These peppers, as you can see, are also XXL ones. And by their size, you can really tell that, well, they're really double XL. Oh, and I've noticed that one of the peppers is already red, but you should be really careful when you try and pick it. And now I'm going to show you how to do it in the right way. You just need to hold the pepper tight and spin it counterclockwise. That's it! It works! So, and here is one more bush here. It's another kind. It's called For Your Mother-in-Law. And also this year I tried to grow a pepper in a pot just for an experiment, and I used horse fertilizer and the pepper has grown. Growing in a pot is really convenient because you can move it inside before a thunderstorm, and you can also keep it alive all winter. And now I'm going to show you how to marinate peppers for the winter for them to save their flavor. So let's get started. So here is the pepper. As you can see, it's pretty big and it's a hot one. That is why the first thing you have to do is not to remove the seeds because, well, that's what it's hot there. So the only thing I'm going to do with the pepper is simply to cut off the edge of it, like this. And we are not going to use it at all. Whoa! It's so hot! And next thing I'm going to do is to cut it in slices like this. So now we've got these rings. And here is our sugar. The more sugar, the better the marinade will be. And here we have a sterilized jar. I clean it well with the soap and water, then put it and the lid into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for over 10 minutes. And you can completely submerge everything in hard boiling water for over 10 minutes. So here I'm just going to put the sugar into the jar. 4 tablespoons will be enough, I guess, but it won't be a problem if you put more. And as you can see, I sliced up the pepper and I made kind of half rings right here. Well, but it doesn't have to be this way exactly. You can basically cut it as you want. But of course, the slices or the pieces of pepper must be like the right size to fit in the jar. Well, this one is obviously too big. So basically I just do it this way. I cut off a huge piece of the pepper, then I cut it in half, and then I slice each half this way. And like I said before, it's really important not to remove the seeds because, well, all of the spiciness is in them. And then you just put everything in the jar. And as you can see, the slices I'm cutting off now are a little bit bigger, but it doesn't make a difference actually. It's up to you. And here you just need to press them a little bit. And then the next step is going to be to put some more sugar. And it's going to go in layers like sugar, and peppers. And the more sugar you have, the better it's going to be. And I also put 4 tablespoons here. And now the next step, we're doing the same. I'm going to slice it all up. And these peppers will go to the next layer, like this. And I just want to try the edge of it. It's the hottest one. Whoa, feel like a dragon. And to be honest, I just love the hot peppers, and it's a pity that sometimes in the winter you just can't find any. That is why it's so great that we have this recipe to marinate them for the winter so that you can eat them not only in the summer but also taste the delicious flavor all over the year. And if I'm not mistaken, in the winter they also serve the same marinated peppers in restaurants and cafes because there aren't any fresh ones. I just cut it in half like here and slice it all up. Whew, it's a little bit hot in here. And here you need to press it all just a little bit. So as you can see, we have several layers of sugar and the peppers. Sugar, peppers. And the next ingredient you're gonna need is vinegar. I have 6% one, and you can also use the apple one. So I'm just going to pour it all over the peppers. So I'm just going to pour a little bit and shake the jar so that the vinegar is soaked in and the sugar is dissolved completely. Okay, I'm just going to pour a little bit more. And now I'm going to put more sugar on the top because it's better when the pepper is covered with sugar. Another 4 tablespoons, I guess, just a little bit more. And now I'm going to make one more layer of peppers and put it in the jar. Okay, just press it a little bit. And as you can see, there is still some room in the jar, so I'm going to add a little bit more of peppers so that the jar is full. And basically I have the red ones here, but you can actually mix it all up. Green ones with the red ones. And I guess I will need a little bit more, just the edge of it. And then put the slices into the jar. And if you have pretty big slices, just like this one, you can cut them in half this way. And again, just put everything in the jar and press. Put it all well. And as I press a little bit more, there still some room appears, so I'm going to add more peppers. Okay, I'm just going to press a little bit more, and it's really important to wear the gloves as I touch the pepper all the time. So now as you can see, the jar is full, and I'm going to add the final cover of sugar. Another 4 tablespoons. Alright, I think it's enough. And now I'm going to cover it all up with the vinegar. It's important that the sugar is completely dissolved. Okay, that's enough. Well, now as you can see, the sugar at the bottom is not dissolved, so I'm going to use the knife to let the vinegar kind of go to the bottom and help the sugar dissolve. And you can just stir it a little bit, and you must check that it's all filled with vinegar. Well, and we need more vinegar. And now you just need to fill it in with the vinegar to the brim. And now I'm going to put on the lid, and of course, like I said at the beginning of the video, everything must be sterilized, both the jar and the lid. Now I'm just going to close it really tight. And now you will need to shake the jar really well so that the sugar is completely dissolved. Well, as you can see, there is a lot at the bottom. And I highly recommend you to check if it's closed tight. And now you just shake it a little bit more. Oh, it's also really convenient to just roll it on the table like this. Well, make sure it doesn't fall off. Next, you just need to store it for a month and wait for it to be cooked completely. And only after that you can actually eat it. Well, of course, you can wait for a little bit more, but I guess 1 month is just the best option. But be sure to write the date on the jar when you marinated it. So that's the recipe, guys. Let me know in the comments if you find this video useful, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And I'll see you in the next one. See you guys. Bye bye.